bride told me to wear white, and when I showed up, every other bridesmaid was in blue. Bella and I had been best friends since we were 5 years old. She moved in next door, and we became inseparable from that day forward. We did everything together growing up, and even when I went off to college a few hours away, she would visit constantly, and we stayed close. During my sophomore year, I met this guy named Drew through mutual friends. We hooked up a few times, but there was no real connection, so we stayed casual acquaintances. At a party my senior year, I introduced him to Bella, and she was immediately obsessed. She asked about our history, and I was completely honest. I told her we had hooked up, but it meant nothing, and she had my blessing to go for it. She did, and within months they were officially dating. After graduation, I took a job 6 hours away while Bella and Drew moved in together back home. Life got busy, and I saw them less, but we still connected every holiday. Last Christmas, Drew proposed to Bella at my family's party, and everyone was thrilled. Bella spent the entire holiday talking about wedding plans with me, and she kept saying I would be her maid of honor. Then she went silent. She started screening my calls, and I barely heard from her for months. When I finally got her on the phone, she told me I shouldn't be in the wedding because I lived too far away. She gave maid of honor to her cousin, a woman she openly couldn't stand. I was crushed but offered to fly in for everything. She shut me down. I found out through social media she had an engagement party and didn't invite me. Then 6 weeks before the wedding, Bella called saying a bridesmaid dropped out and asked if I could fill in. I said yes immediately. She told me the bridal party was doing a reverse color palette where bridesmaids wore white, and she and Drew would wear black. I already had a white slip dress, so I sent her a photo. She approved it over text with a thumbs up. The morning of the wedding, I arrived at the venue at 8 to do hair and makeup with the girls. Bella hugged me, and it felt like old times. We drank champagne and laughed, and I thought everything was finally okay between us. 2 hours before the ceremony, Bella told everyone to get dressed for photos. I changed in the bathroom and walked back into the room. My stomach dropped. Every single bridesmaid was wearing blue. I was the only one in white. I stood there staring, my brain trying to catch up. Bella had told me white. She approved my dress. I had the text. This was a setup. Bella stood in the middle of the room in her bathrobe with arms crossed. She looked at her cousin and said she told her I would do something like this. Her cousin marched over and started screaming. She called me jealous, desperate, and accused me of being in love with Drew. She said everyone knew I was trying to steal him, and wearing white was my pathetic attempt to ruin the wedding. I couldn't speak. Bella watched with a satisfied smirk like she had been waiting for this moment. I tried to explain she told me to wear white, that I had proof, but nobody listened. The other bridesmaids stared at me like I was insane. Bella's mom came in and gasped when she saw me, then started whispering to the others. I pulled out my phone to show them the text where Bella approved my dress. When I opened the thread, the messages were gone. She had deleted them. I looked at Bella and asked why she was doing this. Her face went cold and she said I knew exactly why. Then she put the smile back on and told her cousin to get me out before I caused more of a scene. The cousin grabbed my arm and started pulling me toward the door. I yanked away and said I wasn't leaving until someone explained what was happening. That's when the door opened and Drew walked in. He wasn't supposed to see Bella before the ceremony, so everyone froze. He looked around the room, saw me standing there in white with tears running down my face, and his expression changed. He didn't look confused. He looked guilty. Bella's voice came out sharp, asking what he was doing in here. Drew didn't answer her. He just kept staring at me. Then he said my name, soft and sad, and said he was sorry and should have told me.